Hello guys, my name is Kusana and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about my honors journey. So I did computer science and information systems as an undergrad at UCT. That was a couple of years back, and I've actually enrolled for honors a couple of times, but I kept on dropping out because I was working. So if you're in IT and wondering if you should actually do honors, I felt like it's not really compulsory unless you know what you want. I think undergrad is actually way sufficient for you to go to work and actually work. It's always good to have work experience instead of wasting a lot of years and trying to further your studies and you know that all you want to do is just be an employee. So for me, I'm doing honors really because I have interest in actually eventually becoming a lecturer or teaching, and also hopefully at some point in time actually travel and go outside of South Africa. And in most cases, they require me to have like masters and all that. So I do have a couple of reasons why I felt the need that I actually should do honors, not because I want to be a manager or whatever. So the process is actually not that complicated. So at UCT, they usually open applications, I think after June, and you can apply for your honors. And if you've finished school a long time ago, they probably like reply to you very quick, so you'd know if you did get an offer or not. But sometimes they are slow, trust me, and I don't blame them because they deal with a lot, dealing with a lot of students, and it takes time sometimes. And they also want to give offers to people that are deserving and that actually have to be there. In order to get into IT honors or information systems honors, you don't need to come from a technical background, which is very interesting. But if you want to go the computer science route, unfortunately, you need to have experience in programming. But if it's information systems, because there's not a lot of coding, actually, it's probably not even, there's no coding. Let me not lie, there's no coding. And honors, we actually focus on some IT topics and IT innovation, your AWS, your cloud, your networking. But it's like theory. You can read about it, you don't have to code. So, but there is a course where you can code, which is cybersecurity. Unfortunately, that one I don't think you'd benefit much if you don't have any cybersecurity information because it will be horribly hard for you. So I actually would have done cybersecurity, but I don't think it's really necessary. My focus is mostly like in data architecture. I want to be that guy, So I chose like a different course that actually looks into all the like it looks in various topics, cloud computing and all that, business intelligence, which I actually enjoy to be fair. So going back to getting into honors at UCT, you do not information systems honors to be specific. You do not need to have a a computer science degree, information systems degree. You can have a geology degree, which I think it's very great for someone who wants to venture into IT. It's a great opportunity. And you can also come in with your life sciences and whatever, whatever degree you had. There's a couple of students that are in my class and in the previous years as well that have actually went into information systems honors with those degrees. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy for them because I mean, it's IT topics. They won't really be as fluent as those people that have been in IT for years and all that. Another interesting thing that you possibly do not know, getting into honors, you might get into honors without having a degree. That is something that I wish I actually knew a while back. And now that I'm doing honors, I wish that I knew about this. So you can also do masters without an honors degree. So with my undergrad, I could have actually applied for some master's degree. So with regards to this, I forgot the term, but let me look for the term. Okay. So how do you actually do this? How do you get into honors without having a degree at all? You've never went to a university to get a degree. So how do you do this? How do you get into honors? And how do you get into masters without having An honors degree. Um, for information systems, there's this thing they call recognition of prior learning. So UCT has it for some courses, but not all of them. But for information systems specifically, they do have. And what that means is that they at least need you to have experience in the IT field. So I know I have a lot of friends that have actually went to do boot camps and the programs, and they start working. And I've been in the industry for 5 to 10 years, and they don't really have a degree, and it's not there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to now go into honors, you can actually, if you have those years of experience, apply. And what you need to supply them, basically, it's like a motivation letter, and they'll probably like give you like a test, just to see that what you know, like IT and all those topics that will be covered in the class. And most cases, people do pass it. Not a lot of people do know about it. Not a lot of people do apply through that. But I'm letting you know. So hopefully, you can utilize this. So there's also master's degrees you can get into without having honors degrees. I didn't know it. I recently knew it after having enrolled for honors. But I think I would have still went the honors route because there's limitations. It's not all like the programs. So if you want to do masters of philosophy, all that, you can through that recognition of prior learning. So university does have that has this that I know. It's like the University of Johannesburg, University of Cape Town does offer it for masters and honors courses programs, and I think VET might have in UP. So I'm not sure about the other universities. But as I said, it's limited. But if you want to venture in IT, basically you can via information systems. So information systems like consist of mostly first year. If you're doing part time, the first year is basically coursework where they're covering IT topics for experts in the industry. They probably already know most of those things like your AWS, your business intelligence, data storages, all those things. So it might be boring to them, but for some other people, it might be interesting because they want to venture in IT. So first year is basically about that and a lot of writing, preparing you basically for the second year, which is mostly about you actually writing your thesis. So you choose a topic and it's consistently writing, many pages of writing. So next year I'll basically doing that. Yeah, but I'll choose something interesting. I'm not a fan of writing, but I've been doing fairly well, to be quite honest. I do enjoy writing, but academic writing can be like daunting and stressful sometimes because you're the research, trying to avoid plagiarism in this time of living in with AI, man. It's just like very complex. But yeah, guys, if you are interested to learning more about the recognition of prior learning, I will attach like some links for you so you can read about it. You can read how you get into information systems, honors without a degree. You can also check out the programs that are offered by the University of Cape Town. And I think I'll just attach a link for you regarding how to get in via recognition of prior learning in UJ as well. So you can just expand your options. If you are interested in furthering your education, I think this is great for you guys. So I thank you so much for tuning in this episode. If you did like this episode, please press that like button. And if you loved it, please actually subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. It helps. It helps with suggesting to other people to watch and all that, brings in more audience, and it grows the channel so big. So thank you so much, guys.